Good morning, friends. My name is Anirudh and I am an assistant professor of School of Hospitality Management, RIMT University, Mandi, Gobindgarh. Today I am here with a very interesting topic. The topic is alcoholic beverages. Alcoholic beverages. As the name suggested, it is alcoholic beverages. Alcoholic and beverages, these are the two words. One is alcoholic and one is beverages. Let's start with the beverages. We will study alcoholic later on. If we will study about the beverages, the term beverages is derived from the Latin word bever, which means rest from work. One tends to feel thirsty when he is continuously doing his work because of the fluid loss from his body, and is inclined to quenching his thirst with some beverages or portable drinks. So like he's taking some rest from his work to having some beverages or some water to regain his energy or to quenching his thirst, he is having that bever. So from that bever it will comes as beverages. We will categorize the beverages into four different categories, mainly dependent upon the quality which the beverages are having. The first is thirst quenching, the another one is refreshing, the third one is stimulating, and the fourth one is nourishing. Let's start with the thirst quenching. Thirst quenching beverages can be any beverages which has the capability to quenching our thirst. Mostly or basically we are preferring water. Whenever we need to quench our thirst, we need to go for water, and water is very basic need for each one of us, as it is very much impossible for us to survive without water. So if we are talking about refreshing drinks, fresh lime soda, fresh lime water, these all are the refreshing drinks. One tends to be thirsty or having a fluid loss from his body through perspiration. So to regain the energy, to boost up the energy, the person who is continuously doing his work and is not feeling well, he can reboost his energy with drinking these types of beverages. So refreshing drinks are the drinks which boost up the energies, as well as they also gives the refreshing mood to our body after a continuous work, and we will take a rest, and in that time period we will have refreshing drinks. If we will talk about the stimulating drinks, stimulating beverages are the beverages which can increase the heartbeat as well as the blood pressure of our body. The person who is continuously working for a long hours, he mentally as well as the physically getting weakened because there is a lot of pressure, and he was working from last many time. So to regain his energy, to boost up his heartbeat as well as the blood pressure of his body, he needs to have these types of beverages. Tea and coffee and sometimes alcohol will be considered as a stimulating beverages. The third, the last but not the least, the beverages is nourishing beverages. As we all know that all the types of beverages are providing energy to our body, but nourishing beverages especially are those beverages which provide some nutrients like mineral salt, vitamins, protein, carbohydrates to our body. So nourishing beverages are also playing very important role to give us energy, to boost up our energy level of our body whenever we need energy during the work. These are the beverages that firstly we will talk about the stimulating beverages, because in thirst quenching beverages we are considering water, because water is the basic need, as I had already been discussed with you. In stimulating beverages, in stimulating drinks, we are considering coffee and tea as the most basic stimulating drinks, and which can be available easily to everyone. So like I had already been discussed, that stimulating beverages boost up the heartbeat as well as the blood pressure level of the body. So stimulating beverages are the coffees and tea. In refreshing drinks, you had seen that lemon soda is mentioned in this presentation. So these types of citrus elements provide vitamin C to our body and boost up the energy level of our body and making our body refresh mode. In nourishing drinks, we are having juices and different types of energy drinks to boost up the energy level of our body, so that we can again go for work with a new spirits and energy in our work. Beverages, if we are considering beverages as an energy resources, beverages, most of the beverages provide energy to our body, but we need to know that the beverages provide energy to our body in the form of sugar and as well as alcohol also. I'll discuss this thing later, but in the form of sugar. Sugar is the main ingredient which provides energy to our body. Some of the beverages also provide nutrients like mineral and salt to our body. For example, milk is a very energetic beverage. Milk provides us calcium. Vitamin C has been taken from the citrus fruits which we will consume. Citrus fruit beverages, we will drink citrus fruit beverages so that we can have vitamin C for our body. Tea, coffee and alcohol is containing energy for us. If we will consume 1 milliliter of tea, coffee or alcohol, it will give us 7,000 calories in 1 ml. Alcoholic. Now this is all about the beverages. Now I will discuss about the alcoholic. What all are the alcoholic? Alcoholic are the odorless liquids which can be obtained through the fermentation and the distillation process. Fermentation can be done with the beverages in which sugar content is available. In that sugar content, fermentation makes a reaction. The yeast in this process makes the reaction with the sugar available in the beverage and convert that sugar into its alcohol. And in distillation, we will it is a heating method. We will continuously providing the heat to a solution which contain alcoholic beverages in it, and at a particular time that solution will evaporate the alcohol from it, and through another side we will put condensation process, and in this way we will get alcohol. We will discuss this later also. Now we are having different members of alcoholic family while doing the fermentation process or distillation process, mostly on fermentation process. But ethyl alcohol is the main member to whom we will which matters to us. So whenever we are talking about the alcoholic beverages, we will always talk about the ethyl alcohol, which contains carbon, oxygen, hydrogen and oxidize, that is C2H5OH. Next is alcoholic beverages. What is alcoholic beverages? Now we will know that these all are the beverages and this is alcoholic. Now what do you mean by alcoholic beverages? Any beverages in this world which contains 0.5% of alcoholic beverage, 0.5% of alcoholic beverage by volume to 76% of alcoholic beverage by volume is considered to be an alcoholic beverages. Apart from this, if any beverage containing more than 76% of alcoholic beverages in it, that beverage is not considered to be an alcoholic beverages. That beverage is used as in medicine. For example, anesthesia. We use this type of medicine at the time of operation. Anesthesia is the medicine which is used at the time of operation. Okay. Beverages, mostly alcoholic beverages, directly put an impact on our central nervous system and tranquilize it. It will make our body relax and tension free. Alcoholic beverages, firstly it will start acting to our body as a stimulant beverage, but later on it will act as a depressant. Stimulating, as I had already been discussed, that stimulating beverages are the beverages which boost up the heartbeat as well as the blood pressure level of the body. But depressant, it is acting as a depressant because it will directly mix up with the blood vessels of our body and it will make them relieve. So when it will make them relieve, it will make us tension free, and alcohol will remain in our body from next 24 hours. Now these two are the very common methods which are used for the preparation of alcohol. One is distillation method and another one is fermentation method. In distillation method, in the image you can easily see that there is a solution containing in a container, and we will put direct heat on that solution. The temperature of that solution will give the heat up to 80 degrees Celsius or 85 degrees Celsius, because the solution is carrying alcoholic beverages in it, and the evaporation temperature of the alcohol is 78.37 degrees Celsius. When the solution reach about 79 degrees Celsius, the alcohol available in the solution will get evaporate, and through the evaporation process it will travel through the pipe which was shown in the figure. and we have condensation. We have condenser which is already been fitted on that pipe. This condenser is very chilled, and when the vapor form of alcohol is traveling through this condenser, it will convert itself from gas to liquid, and on the other side it will be available as alcoholic beverage in the jar, which is available in the image. In the fermentation process, I had already been discussed that sugar is the thing which is available in the beverages, which we will convert into alcohol. So when we react the sugar, for example, we are having a beverage which contains sugar in it, either it is in the form of starch or glucose. If we will put yeast, and on a particular temperature, this yeast start reacting with the sugar, and as a result it can give us ethyl alcohol plus carbon dioxide gas. So when the reaction takes place, make sure that there will be no air available in that particular place, and because in air oxygen is available, and in oxygen acetobacter named bacteria is available, which is having the tendency to destroy the reaction and make the juice of that particular beverage, make the juice which will be converted into alcohol into vinegar. Mostly we are preferring grape juice for the making of alcohol in the process of fermentation. As a result, after the reaction, we are having carbon dioxide as a gas and as ethyl alcohol as a alcoholic beverage. So this is all about the classification of the alcoholic beverages. We are having wines, we are having liquors, we are having beers, and we are having spirits. Alcoholic beverages are classified into 4 different categories. The 5th one can be considered as the cocktails also. Cocktails can be made with the 2 or 3 different types of beverages, in which at least one beverage should contain alcohol in it. But apart from that, we are having 4 different types of alcoholic beverages with us. Starting with the wines, if we'll start with the wines can be produced through the fermentation process, in which we use grape juice. In grape juice we are having glucose, sugar in the form of glucose, and we use Saccharomyces named yeast for converting that glucose into ethyl alcohol at a temperature of at a restricted temperature. In table wine, we are having red wine, we are having white wine, we are having rosé wine. The table wine contain alcoholic content up to 10 to 12%. Red wine will be served in a room temperature of France, that is 14 to 18 degrees Celsius, mostly considered as 17 degrees Celsius. White wine will be served as chilled, because it will give us taste when it's served as chilled, that is 5 degrees Celsius, 5 to 7 degrees Celsius. Rosé wine as well served as a chilled. While preparing these wines, we need to know that sulfuring process is very much sulfuring is a process which is very much necessary, because sulfur dioxides react against oxygen. So the oxygen available in the juice, which is used to get fermented, and that juice will be converted into the alcohol, that sulfur dioxide will convert that, will kill the oxygen and all the unwanted yeast, which will destroy the reaction and which will put an impact on the reaction. Sulfur dioxide plays an important role to kill all those yeast as well as the oxygen available in the yeast in the juice, so that reaction will be taken place easily. And Saccharomyces is the yeast which is used for the manufacturing, for the fermentation, because Saccharomyces is that yeast which can be easily survive in the absence of oxygen. The next type of wine is sparkling wine. When we are talking about the sparkling wine, all the champagnes are considered to be sparkling wine, but all the sparkling wines are not considered to be all the sparkling wines are not considered to be champagne. The alcoholic percentage of sparkling wine varies from 12 to 14%, and sparkling wine, it contains carbon dioxide, because we trapped carbon dioxide gas into the bottles. It gives us fizzy flavor, as well as the flavor also increased by the carbon dioxide available in the sparkling wines. So at the time when we open the wine, we will have a sound of carbon dioxide availability, and we will easily see the bubbles inside the bottle of sparkling wines. Fortified wines are the wines which can also be derived through fermentation process, and grape juice is the juice which is used for the fermentation. Fortified wine is little bit different because one tends to have some alcoholic percentage. He wants to have wine with more alcoholic percentage in it. So in fortification is a process in which we introduce outsourced spirit into the wine. When the fermentation process is going on while the manufacturing of fortified wine, we will add brandy. We use brandy in the manufacturing of fortified wine just because the brandy is also made up of grape juice, so it will not change the flavor of the wine and also enhance the alcoholic percentage of these types of wine. The brandy will be introduced at the time of fermentation or after the fermentation. These two times must be considered when you need to make fortified wine or adding any spirit to the wine. Next is aromatized wine. Aromatized wines are also known as are also a type of fortified wine, but it will get aromatic flavors of the herbs and the seeds or the nuts, whatever the flavors you need to have. We will extract that flavors and mix it with aromatized wine, but these aromatized wines are not fortified at a great extent. As I had already been discussed that spirit is added in fortified wine, so alcoholic percentage of fortified wine is higher, that is 18 to 2%, but if we are talking about the aromatized wine, it will be raised up to 18%. Next type of alcoholic beverage is beer. We are having different types of beer available in the markets, but these all are the different types of beers which we have with us. Beers can be brewed through the fermentation process, and we use malted barley, we use wheat, maize, rice. These all are the ingredients which are considered to be used for preparation of beer. Hops is the main ingredient while making the beer because it will give us the bitterness flavor, which will also generate the unique flavor of the beer. So we are having ale beer, we are having lager beer, stout beer, blonde ale beer, pale ale beer, Indian pale ale beer, and pilsner beer with us. If we are talking about the spirits can be derived through the distillation process. The distillation process can be pot still method and patent still method. That process which we had already been discussed in our alcoholic production method, that is pot still method, and in patent still method we are using continuous process of making spirits, in which the continuous spirit has been generated, but in pot still method we will use again and again that alcoholic beverage which is obtained as the result, and we will again reheat that alcoholic beverage. Then till the time we will not a fine flavor of alcohol in it. So these all are the spirits which are used these all are the spirits with us which can be derived through distillation process. Whiskey, brandy, rum, gin, vodka, and whiskey, brandy, rum, gin, and vodka are the spirits which are available in the markets. Liqueurs are also the spirits with the flavors. The flavors can be extracted through the herbs, seeds, nuts, and fruits. So these are the things which we are using for extracting the flavors in the spirits tends to be the liqueurs of that particular spirit. This is our last slide. This is our last topic, that is food and wine harmony. We used to match food with the wine to enhance our dining experience. It is a very difficult task for a sommelier to match the food with the wine. It is always a difficult task for him. Some wine critics believe that the pairing of the food and the wine understand the balancing between the food and the wine. That with the balance will be the weight, flavor, texture of the food and the wine. So apart from this, if I'll explain for an example, if the wine is containing the ingredient A, B, and C, and the food is containing the ingredient of D, E, and F, and for enhancing my dining experience, I want to have all these ingredients from A to E, F. So I will match ingredient A, B, and C of wine with D, E, and F of food. So when these both combines together, and I'll have these both things combined, so I'll totally satisfy because I'm getting A, B, C, D, E, F. So in this way we will pair the wine. There is a rule. There is also a rule that some of the specific wines will go with the specific cuisine and the food. For example, most of the hotels prefer that red wine will be served with the red meat. The red meat can be beef, can be lamb, and can be mutton, and the white wine can be served with the white meat. That can be chicken, fish. These all are the white meats which were some other white meats were also available, but these are the mostly used white meat in the restaurants. So that is it. That's it with my today's topic. I hope you all like my video. Thank you very much. Any suggestion, please do let us know. Thank you very much.